super excited to be back for my monthly vlog series. So I'm learning all about this, like how to really do what I do with the whole speaking, balancing it on my social media, because I personally want to transition from personal posting to professional posting because of the way I feel social media affects me and the way I affect social media. So that's what I'm trying to learn. So just so you guys know the difference, if you are following me on Instagram, then, and if you're not, then please do follow me on Instagram. It's Janessa at Janessa _ Rose _ I'll put it down there so you guys can see it. Anyway, neither here nor there. I started to do a daily series, daily motivational topics, tips on my IGTV and on my stories, and which also post previews on the actual platform. So I'm just learning like what is getting more engagement, where's the traffic coming in. I'm just learning all the schematics of posting professionally. So it's much more fun. So for me personally, because I'm used to, personal posting, just ranting and shit like that when I'm going through my own personal shit and I just want to post something or whatever, or just posting for no reason because I'm bored and this is what I'm doing. I just want to transition that. So if you're not following me on IG, please do start following me on IG, because every day I post up some dope little, cool little rant about what's on my mind for the day, a topic, a tip, something to keep you guys engaged and understanding what you're doing and being aware and setting your intent for the day. So I'll be doing that daily on IGTV, and then monthly. So far, it might become bi-weekly, and then eventually I would like it to become daily as well. But as I work out the schematics and see how everything works, then I will be doing this more. But my vlog series, I'm going to be doing once a month still on YouTube, because it's more in depth. I go way more in depth about things, and I edit them on softwares on my Mac and everything like that. So it's a different process for me. And I use different cameras and a whole bunch of other things. So I'm starting to grow it. I really want to grow this channel. So if you do fuck with me and you do watch my stuff, do subscribe. If you do subscribe to the stuff I'm saying, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Because there's a lot of y'all who do be watching my shit, like my shit, and don't, you know what I'm saying, really like engage. Y'all be low key. Y'all be in my DM engaging. But y'all not really engaging publicly for whatever reason. Okay. So today we're going into the rabbit hole for real, because I want to talk about souls. I want to talk about the spirit, the soul. I'm going to talk about the body too, and the mind as well. But I want to talk, really what I want to really discuss today is the spirit and our soul. Like how I see it. I'm going to say how we see it, but how I see the soul. I just want to share with you guys how I feel about souls. And the process of them. So it's going to be a little crazy and a little weird, because I'm going to be sharing my theories and my beliefs, my experiences. You guys might have these beliefs. You might share these things. Some of the things I say might resonate. Some things might not. Maybe I might open your eyes to something new. Maybe not. Maybe you might judge me and think that I'm fucking completely out of my bird. Maybe I am. Maybe I'm not. So anyway, with that being said, today we are gonna go soul surfing. Y'all don't ask me what's up with the names that I be picking, but yeah, soul surfing is what we're gonna be doing, because I want to surf the waves that I be going through on some spiritual shit, and I want to share it with you guys. All right, so let's get into it. My personal belief is that my soul and all of our souls are immortal. I don't believe that souls die, okay? I don't believe that you can kill the spirit or kill the soul. I believe that the soul is energy, in another word. We have different names for things. People have to start understanding that there's not a cookie cutter truth. Everybody has their own experiences and their own free will. So because you have your own free will, you can choose freely what you want to experience, and how you express that is also unique. So my soul's evolution is going to be different than your soul's evolution, which is why I believe that religion should be I hate to say this because it sounds mean, and I love God And people think when you go against religion sometimes that you're against God, and that's not the case. I love God. I love the Creator. I just don't believe that there's a religion in itself that can fit God. Like the way religion expresses what God is and what's the evolution and the purpose of the soul is too small for what I believe God is and what I've experienced God to be. So anyway, so with that being said, I believe that a lot of us are misled and pulled very far from our soul and our truest nature because we have these fear-based religions. These religions that keep us stuck in the fear of I will lose my salvation, or I will disobey God, or I will become a blasphemous, or whatever. I will, you know what I'm saying? People act accordingly because of fear, because of losing that connection with God or whatever they believe or whatever it is. Okay? So, with that being said, that is something that had brought me to the awareness that my soul is having a unique experience, right? That brought me to the realization that I was having having a unique experience here on earth. As I started to grow, I was like, yo, like, you know, my soul went through dark times. My soul went through sad times. There was times where my soul was constantly angry, constantly sad, constantly searching, constantly empty, constantly looking for something more. There was all these hard times. Now that I say it, now that I look back at it and I think about my consciousness in that level, my soul, right, was going through stuff. My soul couldn't make sense of the shit that it was experiencing, right? So that led me to believe that kind of brought me to the point where it was like, what do I need to do? How do I get my mind in conjunction with my soul, right? And then somehow the physical was brought into that. Like there was a time I became consciously aware that my physical wasn't adding up with what my soul wanted to experience. Like my soul wanted to have a healthier experience in the physical, and my body, my physical, was still doing and following the mind to do shit that didn't align with the soul. I don't know if that makes any sense to you guys, but basically it was like I want to live on higher ground, but I was still living on the lower planes. Like I see myself, I live in the higher ground. I live on top of the mountain, but I'm always in the fucking valleys on the low. You know what I'm saying? Like I tell people all the time, I live on the mountains, but they never see me on the mountains. And whenever I'm telling them and sharing any information with them, it's in the valley. I'm just saying as an example. You know what I'm saying? So that's what started to happen when I started to realize about the soul. Like, okay, so the soul doesn't die. It changes. It grows. It's evolving. Okay? And then I started to say, well, okay, so physically we evolve, obviously. We're born. We're a fucking little... First and foremost, we're sperm, right? Part sperm and part embryo, or whatever the case may be. The evolution process of even being born in the physical is magical, right? And then you have your whole evolution process in the physical, growing from this little sperm cell and embryo, you know, mixing up into all these other things and creating and nutrients and and then boom, you're in the physical. Now you're in the physical, now you have a consciousness. Now your consciousness is made aware that you're in the physical. But you're not even aware. You're not aware. You can't remember. You as, like me, I'm in my 30s. Me as somebody who's in her 30s, I cannot remember the moment of conception at this level of consciousness I'm at. I can't recall that. Nor can I recall my first month, my second month, my third month. Not really. Not maybe if I make myself aware, maybe if that's something that I want to work on. I don't know. I haven't really tried that. But you understand what I'm saying? We're not aware. At a certain point in this evolution process, consciously, we become aware. We start becoming aware of shit from our past. Like, I can remember 2-year-old things. I can remember 4-year-old things. I can remember 5. I can remember kindergarten. I can remember my 2nd grade teacher. I can remember my 3rd grade teacher, my 4th grade, 5th, so on and so forth. I can remember these moments. I can remember emotions. I can remember falling and the way it impacted me. I can remember being left at the supermarket by my mother for 2 seconds and how it impacted me by thinking I was lost and so on and so forth. That's your consciousness. Okay? That's your consciousness. Your consciousness is making sense of the experiences your soul is having. Right? And then your physical is showing up to express that. Right? So these 3 things exist all at the same time. And we're not really aware like that. We're just like autopilot. Like I said on my mini daily today, like it's just autopilot and nobody's really paying attention to that. So people meet, right? So this is my favorite part about being aware of my soul. Like when you meet people, like we don't because we don't look at it like that. Like, yo, my soul is evolving simultaneously with my consciousness, my mind, and my body. And they all evolve differently too. Because you guys know you probably are some very maybe elder people in your mature state of like physicalhood, but immature in your mind. Maybe you still feel young. I have a vlog where I talk about this, where I'm talking about the difference between the consciousness and your level of experience showing up in life. Like how could a 17-year-old mentally minded person show up to a 41-year-old's experience? You know what I'm saying? Anyway, go back and look at the vlogs, y'all understand what I'm saying. But the point of what I mean is, like, when I started to realize that, it was like, holy shit, okay, bring the awareness in. Now when I become mindful of that, I'm watching the souls that I'm engaging with as well. Because I'm no different than you. And you're no different than me. I mean, we evolve differently. But you're going to get to this point at one point, or you've already been at this point at one point. You know what I'm saying? So when I meet souls, that's what I'm checking for. What's this soul's level? What's this beautiful soul about? It's a pleasure to meet your soul. Like, I look at it like that. I feel like that when I'm engaging with people. When I decide how much I'm investing with someone, I look at those things. You know what I'm saying? What's this soul's purpose on my journey up to evolution? What's their purpose here for me? What is my purpose for them? Because there's no mistakes, there's no coincidences either, I believe. I believe that as souls, we come to meet and engage with one another to help one another grow, you know? So that depends on the level of awareness you're at. That's why I be kicking that awareness shit for y'all, because y'all got to understand how important it is. When you become aware, you can start to see, like, where am I moving toward? You know what I'm saying? Like, when we engage with people, we don't know right off the bat. You know what I'm saying? Like, I like to believe I'm claircognizant. I like to believe I'm clairvoyant. I like to believe that I have attuned myself aware enough to my gifts, my spiritual gifts, my abilities to tune into this intuition that I have. But I'm not a fucking mind reader, for real, for real. I do have some gifts, but I'm not a fucking mind reader. I can't know right off the rip, like, is this person going to hurt me, steal from me, lie to me, cheat me? Whatever case it is, you know, hit me, abuse me, take advantage of me, disregard me, mislead me, love me, nurture me, help me, support me, encourage me, build me. You know, you don't know off the rip. You have to give a soul space to express themselves. And they transition. They that evolves. That soul has an evolution process. That relationship, that engagement with one another has an evolution process. Some souls fall out immediately. Some souls are not aware, so they don't even give the other soul the space to correct. You know what I'm saying? So these things are super important on so many levels, you guys. On so many levels. But this is what I wanted to discuss, is to bring y'all to the awareness of that. I'm not saying you got to be religious. I'm not saying that you need to go and live accordingly to whatever somebody else has did. All things that are done before our time seem wise and seem wisdom, because somebody's been here, walked the path first, learned the situation first, and now is regurgitating their experience. But you're not a mindful person if you're just like, okay, that's law. They was here first. They know I'm going to take it. Yeah, you can listen. You can take it. You can understand it. But you got to be at least smart enough to say, well, that's their personal experience. And my own personal experience, I have to be aware mentally, spiritually, and physically of my surroundings and the things going on, because I want to create a life of purpose for my soul's evolution, for my logical, my conscious evolution and my physical evolution. This is how you avoid danger. This is how you avoid getting hurt. This is how you avoid hurting others. This is how you avoid, taking your energy and squandering it on shit that doesn't help you, that stagnates you, that blocks you on your journey. You understand? Sorry, you guys hearing stuff on the side. It's my cousin. But you know what I'm saying? So that's what I've been thinking about, lately, and I've become awakened to that. One of the other things that I wanted to share is that people always talk about like, you going to hell. You said something bad, you going to hell, you doing this. People are very aware that what you do in this lifetime will affect your spirit and will affect your soul. You know what I'm saying? People are very aware to that, awakened to that. They make jokes about it all the time. People actually live against what their soul needs to experience just because they're fearful of losing salvation. But that's not God's intent in my idea, in my opinion, in my belief system. That's not God's intent. God wants us to have all the experiences, both the good and the bad, in order for us to have discernment to evolve. Because sometimes people just, they misinterpret the doctrine and the keys, and they decipher the message wrong and believe that so long as they say, well, I believe in God, I'm forgave, and I could keep on living low. No, you cannot. And no, you will not be saved. You are totally wrong on that, in my opinion, in my beliefs. And that's just how I feel. But neither here nor there, you know what I'm saying? Like, I want you guys to be aware of that every soul has its own personal journey, and the souls that you're meeting are evolving with you. Not at the same time, though. Like, everybody has their own level. You know what I'm saying? I had a crazy dream last night. This is why all of this is coming out. So I got some information in these dreams that were bugging me out last night. Like, it was just crazy. So I don't want to get into it, but basically what I felt like I got was the the process of the way we evolve. Like, we have teammates that we come into the world with to constantly grow and teach us from one another. But because of fear, it keeps us from being showing up and being aware of all those things. You know what I'm saying? Like if your soul is calling out for an experience that your mind is like, nah, but that's not cool. Your mind will keep you logically from experiencing this soul evolution process that you need. So most people stay in a wrong cycle because it doesn't seem cool, or they don't feel like they could live up to it, or they don't know how because it's something that they didn't put into practice, or that they don't believe in. Something that they don't believe in. Okay? So a lot of times people meet the right people, but otherwise won't get engaged because the circumstance don't look cool. All right? Or sometimes people get into position. Sometimes people lose jobs or lose opportunities that are not for them, so that way they can be freed up, so they can do something else that's written in their heart and their soul, like that their soul is calling out to experience. But they won't see that, and they won't ever turn their self to that because they're more worried about the way it looks on the outside to other people. You know what I'm saying? They're more in competition. They're not understanding that they're meeting those souls in order to rub against them that way, so they can have that experience, sort through the feelings, and figure out a new evolved way to grow. Yo, it's deep. I can't even. But that's what's on my heart today. Like, yo, for real, that's what's on my heart. Like, the evolution of souls, and how much we don't realize who we're connecting with sometimes. Like, who's sent to us, what level of, you know what I'm saying? It's almost like, yo, I was saying this shit recent. Like, yo, people have the ability to unlock levels in you, yo. But because you're not awakened to the soul evolution process, you're missing it. You treating like outright people who's in position to give you a message. Sometimes people are there to piss you off. Sometimes people are there to disappoint you. Some souls are there to be your disappointment in order for you to go through that, to see what next you need to do, what right next thing you need to do. You know what I'm saying? In order to evolve. It's so deep. But sometimes we judge people based off of stupid shit that doesn't even line up with what our soul needs. And we shut them off. We close off their message. We close off their leveling up. We close off their miracle work in us, or their ability to transfer our soul or our energy into that next level of being and existing, because of whatever other shit we're not aware of. Because like I'm telling you, the mind, the body, and the soul are the three things that you need to be aware of. I know I'm not saying it right. Maybe it's the message is not clear enough for me yet, but I haven't gotten it clearly enough. But those three things are so important. The mind, the body, and the spirit, or the soul. It's so important. It's mad fucking important, you guys. And you got to understand that the same way people believe that we get in trouble in the spirit world for doing the shit in the physical world, you best believe that if your soul ain't evolving, neither is your motherfucking physical. You know what I'm saying? Like your consciousness or some shit. Some way it works. Sorry. It's like, I can't figure it out. Because these are all my theories and the things that I go through. But if this resonates with somebody, if someone out there is watching this and you also felt this message in your own life, in your own experiences, then that's your evidence right there that this is not bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Because like, I ain't call you. You ain't give me no information to disclose this. And I didn't, call anybody else and say, well, do you guys want to talk about this? Is just my own personal shit. Like, if it's resonating, it's resonating. That's your evidence enough to know that there's something that you're aligned with and the universe is letting it show up for you. That's how I know that all the messages and all the theories over the years of my whole entire life, that when shit came up in my heart and I known them to be true and my soul felt pushed and compelled, and I like went and further either shared or investigated or researched or looked into these things, and I found that there were other people and other things in the world in different times way before I was ever created, ever thought of, or anybody in my fucking family was ever thought of. There have been people before me talking this type of shit. So that means that my soul was prompting me to have an experience and you know what I'm saying, call out to these things to furthermore evolve me in this area where I feel confident to go ahead and move forward with it. That's just my own personal spiritual evolution that I was going through, because when I started getting all this information about spirits and souls and the process and the way we move and how there's a spiritual answer to every single freaking problem on this earth, when I started to become awakened to that, my life changed. My life completely changed. Everything about me changed. See, when I was a younger girl, I was always in the street. I was always around gang shit. I was always around violence and mayhem and low vibrational shit. Like just all the bad shit. I wasn't around positive shit. Never. The only time I was around positive shit was when my mom brought me to church, and there was a certain point where I realized that wasn't positive either. You know what I'm saying? So I wasn't really around healthy shit. So the spirit, my soul called out. My soul called out to me on so many times and was telling me shit that I had no idea where it was coming from, but I trusted it so much. It felt so real to me that when I engaged in it and when I followed that calling and that voice or that whatever that tug it was in my spirit, it aligned me up consciously, spiritually, and physically, and everything started to change. Like my spirit changed, my conscience changed, or either or. You know what I'm saying? If they're not even fucking the same thing sometimes, I think, but they're not. But whatever, those two things change, and then those things start to show up in my physical, in my reality. And at first it took a long time to understand it. You know what I'm saying? Because my soul is the wisest part of me. It knows fucking infinity. It knows it's infinite. Your soul is infinite. It doesn't die. It only changes form, collects information. You know what I'm saying? Like an experience. It evolves. That's why you ever see sometimes you be like, oh, this kid has an old soul. And these sayings are around for reasons. It's because of the evolution of spirituality. Okay? So yes, all right. Y'all confuse a lot of ancient knowledge with spirituality, and that's religion. You know what I'm saying? Ancient knowledge has been brought to us as religion and doctrine, and it's up to us to discern what is right and what is wrong for ourselves. But people don't believe that. But it's evident in your fucking actions every single day. But whatever, So with that being said, I don't know if I lost it, but that's the message. You know what I'm saying? That's the message. It's just very it's just huge. It's a huge message. It's big. Sometimes I don't even know how to say it. Sometimes while I'm talking about it, I get nervous that I'm going against God, and that I'm misled, and then that's not the fucking case. That's all my conditioning and fear coming up, trying to stagnate my evolution process. Because every single thing that I've learned or I've heard and I've downloaded, like when I say download, I feel like these are my soul's messages, like my callings, like in my dream state, the shit that I go into. Like I have dreams sometimes, you guys, that when I wake up, I don't even know. I don't even have information on these things. I'll be like, where is this place? Where's this word? What is this spelling? Sometimes I get the spellings of things. Sometimes shit just comes to me, and then I do the meditation and the research about it, and then it like reveals itself to me, or to show up in my reality. Anyway, long story short, ever since I started to trust that process and started to bring it to God himself or itself, like, this is what I'm feeling, this is what my soul's calling out for, lead me, like guide me. No, my intention is not to mislead anyone or to have power for self, but to bring the truth, to be used as a vessel or whatever. These are my prayers. This is how I pray, right? And ever since I started doing that, that's exactly what started happening. My life started to completely change. People's intentions are so noticeable to me sometimes that I'm like, wow, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's to the point where now I just give you the rope. Like, it's just like, yeah, we can hang. Here's the rope. You know what I'm saying? Because I can see things, because it's just the awareness is so powerful and beautiful. But anyway, it's just the soul knowledge. I think it's just fucking soul knowledge. Anyway, so for whatever that's for, you guys, that was the soul surf for today. I might have went on a little tangent. I might have went a little bit here and there. But what I really truly believe is that the spirit is never ending. I believe, in a nutshell, that we come back to earth or to wherever, who even knows? I don't even know if it's earth, but I believe that our souls are constantly evolving until the point of a level of consciousness that will probably be at the level of like Christ in this generation. As we know the highest level of spiritual knowledge and ascension as Christ consciousness, as the Christ and what he did. So the way I receive that message is like, that's the highest level to achieve on earth in the physical. If you can reach that spiritual level of and that conscious level of righteousness in the physical, then you can be, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can have a choice whether or not you want to come back here to live in this fucking place. You know what I'm saying? And hell might even be here. That's how I feel. I don't know. I don't feel like there's a pit of burning. I believe that the burning for eternity is the soul. If that even makes sense. Like, I'm sounding crazy. I probably should start ranting right now. But if that makes sense, I feel like the fire that you burn, that your soul will burn forever, eternity, I believe that is the soul. Like, that is the way you live forever. That's the soul. The soul is burning in eternity, meaning that after you die, you have to come back anyway and relive this whole shit out with no knowledge of what you just went through, since you ain't get your lessons right, until you get it fucking right. So you become aware and practice all of those three things aware. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if this makes sense, you guys. I hope it does. But that was what's on my heart today to share with y'all. I love you guys. I will see you next month with another vlog. I'm working on a book, you guys. It's called Stop Being a Fucking Bum. It's going to be dope. I can't wait. I'm not ready to publish it. I'm still writing it. I'm still in my very early stages about it. But I'm super excited about it. And I just want to bring that to your awareness, because I'm also going to be doing a webinar series about that book. So it's going to be fun. So stay tuned. Subscribe, please. Do me a big favor. If you guys have not liked that, hit that like button, or the dislike button if you don't like it. Comment, share, subscribe, show up for me so I can keep showing up for you guys. I appreciate you guys. I love you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you guys soon. Bye.